Hey you, welcome back to Mick. It's your favorite Aussie tea drinker, Jack here, giving you some more stories on the internet. I'm trialing out some shorter video content for the next few days. Let me know what you think. Do you enjoy the content being half as long, or do you prefer to have more stories more at once? Let me know, but for now, let's get started. This story is a throwaway. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend I saw her daughter's... Yeah, I'm a 44-year-old male, started dating a woman who's 45 back in December. Her daughter, who's 20, moved down in January from out of state and is staying with my girlfriend until she gets settled. The daughter is a good kid. We get along well. She even gets along with my son, who's a 13-year-old male. A few weeks ago, the daughter asked if she could use Snapchat to send me videos of the painting they're doing in the house, videos of their dogs, etc. Week before last, my girlfriend mentions a picture of one of the dogs that her daughter posted on Instagram. Well, knowing that many people use the same username across multiple platforms, I did a Google search using her Snapchat username. The first result was Twitter, which I skipped because Twitter. Second result was her Reddit profile. I think, oh, cool, I love Reddit. I just got my 6-year badge. And clicked the link to her profile. Turns out she uses Reddit to post pics of her OnlyFans page. I see a thumbnail of what could only be described as a picture used for a telehealth exam with an obgyn and/or proctologist. I closed the page and went back to the Google search results and read the summaries on the links instead of just looking at the domain like I was before. All of the links were related to her OnlyFans content mixed with her personal info. Anyone who has been on the net for a while knows this is a recipe for disaster. Hell, I'm even using a throwaway for this post and it doesn't have a pic of my butthole in it. I just don't want this story associated with my main profile. I talked to a few of my female friends who have daughters to see how bad it would be if I did tell my girlfriend what happened. It's not like there's advice for this topic on dating over 40. The general consensus was I needed to tell my girlfriend due to the safety risk. Last week, I told my girlfriend and showed her how to search her daughter's username because my girlfriend is not tech savvy at all. I showed her how it only took 4 steps to go from her daughter's OnlyFans page to the location sharing of Snapchat and see her house. I told her I'm not condoning what she's doing, but if she's going to do it, then she needs to be more careful. My girlfriend told her daughter to Google her OnlyFans name, and it of course returned a lot of stuff, and the daughter freaked out. She put 2 and 2 together, knowing her mom isn't savvy enough to figure this out on her own, and texted me about finding it. I admitted to her how it all went down and the details of the picture. Well, the daughter accuses me of stalking her and looking for her nudes because I must be a perv. I explained I didn't go looking for them. It's not like I subscribed to her OnlyFans page, but I told her if it was that easy for me to find the pictures, then it would be just as easy for a stranger to find her in real life. Like I told my girlfriend, it's one thing to show your bits online for strangers. It's another thing when they knock on your door. So now daughter thinks I'm a creep that went looking for her nudes. My girlfriend isn't talking to me, and I need to know if I'm the a-hole here for telling my girlfriend. Let's read some opinions. To me, this smells of a shady cover story. She shared one single piece of contact info with you, and within weeks, you'd Googled her, allegedly in search of her Instagram, but then began to browse her Reddit? Like you say yourself, most people don't want their Reddit account being linked to them in real life. The respectful thing to do, especially given your relationship, would be to skip anything that wasn't what you were, allegedly, looking for to do with the dog photo. You didn't do that. You snooped. Whether it was intentional or not, and whatever the rights or wrongs of what you did after that, I can pretty much guarantee that both your girlfriend and her daughter are also thinking the same as me. This is some huge damage to try and undo. Not the finding, not the telling, but the weird, creepy searching in the first place. Not the a-hole. This makes me really sad knowing you were genuinely torn as to whether you should say anything. And you did so only to protect your girlfriend's daughter, and as a result, you're the one getting it in the neck. I don't know what you said, or how you handled it, or anything, but other than potentially bringing it up with a little more tact, You've only warned her of a potential issue later. No, I can't believe how many people think you're not the a-hole here. If you were actually concerned about this girl, you could have gone to her instead of getting her mother involved. So, not only were you literally internet stalking the child of your girlfriend, which is creepy enough, but as soon as you found something you didn't like, you literally did the one thing you were warning her about. You took her username and involved people from her actual life. Yet this is one of those classic situations. If the roles would be reversed, most people would tend to believe OP. But guys must be pervs. He even has a pretty good explanation for how he accidentally found her. And not the a-hole OP. Maybe show your daughter-in-law this post. Maybe it convinces her that you aren't a perv, but she's an idiot, and she should be grateful to you. So, what do we reckon? I like to think that this guy is totally innocent, but at the same time, people are bringing up some interesting points. It does seem like a strong alibi, just simply looking up an image that his girlfriend's requested, and simple curiosity has caused the killing of the cat. Maybe he approached the girlfriend over the daughter because he wanted to try and get her on his side before anything. This is one of those stories where one is in a genuinely sucky situation, or they're really good at spinning it to their liking. Our next story by Can't Trust Dem Popos. Am I the a-hole for filing a complaint against a professor for calling out my appearance? I'm a med student, and at med school, we have professionalism records. In general, you have to be on good behavior, and if you do something stupid, like disrespecting the professor or showing up to class drunk, which is hard to catch these days because our classes are on Zoom, you can get booked for it. I have always had terrible hair. It is one of my biggest insecurities. It's always all over the place, and it takes a lot of effort for me to not look like a mess. Last week, I decided to really change things up and get a mohawk haircut. I was really happy with how it turned out, and for once I didn't feel bad about how it looked. We had a Zoom lesson a while back, and all of our cameras were on, and several of my friends noticed and commented on my new haircut. Most compliments, some friendly banter. After class, the professor called me separately and told me that my haircut was unprofessional, and said that I needed to tidy myself up or else this would be noted in my unprofessional record. I thought this was kind of messed up because a lot of my classmates have unique haircuts and many of them had piercings as well. Sure, mohawks may get a bad rep, but it was no different than any other haircut. I was quite upset with this, so I had the conversation recorded and filed an anonymous complaint against the professor for discrimination. I'm not sure if the professor actually put this in my record, so this was a preemptive measure, if anything. I have no intention of changing up my hair anytime soon, especially because some professor told me to. People's thoughts? Nata. As long as you're not violating any written rules, you have no reason to be called unprofessional. I think it's like a sword that the college is holding over students' heads to control them, and your professor knows it and can make a complaint against you. You're doing what you can to protect yourself. No, you are an a-hole. Yes, he might be wrong on threatening you upon something subjective as his opinion, but people with common sense would simply talk it out and say, I think you are using the concept of professionalism to your own opinion. Nowhere is it written how to cut your hair, and medical staff use mohawks and other unique cuts all the time. And then hear the man out. Maybe he knows something about it that you don't. Maybe he actually makes a good point. Or maybe you put him in his place. But face him. Don't go behind his back, especially not by throwing around something as serious as discrimination. When it comes down to it, I suppose it's really the definition of professionalism here that needs to be addressed. I'm sure we're well aware that mohawks are considered to many people as the stick-it-to-the-man haircuts. And sure, while younger generations don't see it as a big deal, just another normal style to try out, I think many older people would think much differently. And now look, in any other kind of profession, yeah, you should be allowed to express yourself within the means of that workplace. Obviously, long, messy hair in a kitchen's another issue. But as a doctor, most of your patients are going to be people in their elderly age. And that can really affect the trust or comfort that person has around their doctor. Sure, they can just go to another doctor. You shouldn't have to change for this old bigoted hag. But not every elderly person can simply go to another clinic. A lot of doctors don't get to choose their patients. And a lot of patients don't get to choose their doctor. I think in this specific circumstance, in this specific profession, the professor has an understanding reason here. Part of being an effective doctor is having a healthy relationship with your patients. For the sake of you helping them the best that you can, I think your right to expression shouldn't trump their needs of feeling comfortable. But that is just my opinion. What about yours? You think I'm making sense here, or am I completely out of my mind? As always, I enjoy your thoughts down below in the comments, so please leave a little discussion going. For now though, it is a quick end to this video. What did you think? Did you enjoy this shorter segment? Do you find these shorter videos easier to digest? If so, like this video so I can see what's working for you. Otherwise, for now, you have a good one. My name's been Jack, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.